all doing great. I'm amazed I'm still going. We're gonna stick with it for just a little bit longer. We're gonna do a few staggered standing poses. So when I say staggered standing, I mean that one of my feet is forward, the other foot is back. I'm starting with my right foot forward if you would like to follow me here. My left foot steps back just about 2.5 to 3 feet. Toes are turned out at an angle. Now, one thing, and I've got a nice line in the middle of my mat here, for the non-advanced yogi and for people who are kind of not super aware of their alignment or super perfectly balanced, which is probably like 99.9% of the population, just to give you a little idea of where you're at. You're not going to be on a tightrope, so you don't want your heels to be in line. I know there's some yoga practices that are really strict about that. Just for the sake of our own physical body, if you start a little wider, it'll give you a better ability to adjust your pelvis. So you want that bowl pointing straight forward. It's upright, but the front of the bowl is pointing directly towards the center of the front of your mat, right? Same with the second and third toes of that front foot. Find whatever angle of the back foot works for you. We're letting gravity bring us into the lunge. So I'm sinking my pelvis down towards the earth and just noticing where I go. My knee moves super far in front of that front foot. I might lengthen my stance a little bit. You'll notice the left hip might want to come back here. So if that happens, maybe you're going a little bit deeper than what your body's ready for. You can just bring it back to center. If you don't know me, I'm a very big stickler for alignment. It's my kinesiology background. So these are important things. We take our time with it. You can ignore it after the class today. That's totally fine. But for now, just really pay attention. Once you settle into the pose, again, we find the grounding energy down. Let's create a little focused lift, reaching up, extending the arms. We can take that same little side-to-side movement here too. If you do want to make this a more dynamic practice for yourself today, just move the pelvis to one side, bend the body to the other, back to center, going the other direction. Great for actually releasing our hip flexors, which run from the inner thigh up to actually the spine behind the belly button, connecting even to where our diaphragm connects to the spine. This is a great one if you have tightness in your lower back and hips. Just very softly side to side. Keep equal weight through the feet throughout the movement. It doesn't matter how far you go. Good. Back to center. Let's take one more variation today because I kind of forgot it in another pose. So the chest expansion, I'm bringing my hands behind my back. I'm changing my foot position so you can see. Interlacing the fingers. Wrists are relaxed, elbows are soft to start, right? We don't care how far we get. We're not straining to get there. So I'm starting there. Maintaining my alignment through the torso. Beginning to lift internally, so feel that reach up through the center and then let the arms float up. I personally find lifting the center of my collarbones, lifting the shoulders helps me a little bit. It actually opens up my shoulder joints, giving me more space. As you get more open, you can start to extend the elbows and bring the palms together. But again, not at the expense of our back. Again, I'm just going to show from the side here, so I'm not arching or tightening into it. This is the pose. Find some breath. And we'll release the arms, shake it out a little bit. Again, think of just lifting the pelvis up. That'll allow the front leg to straighten without effort or strain. You may again want your prop handy, if you have a block, place it inside of your front foot, any height that you think will be suitable for you. Now, as we take our way into the pyramid pose, I'm just gonna tip the bowl of my pelvis forward. At the same time, reach your sitting bones back. Find that equal weight is maintained through the feet, and then just let the body melt over the front leg. If you don't need your block, hands can come to the earth, the floor, as well as the crown of the head. Now this is again an inversion, so if you want to deepen the experience, you're lifting the root of the body upward as you reach the crown of the head downward. If that's really a lot, then you can just stay a little softer. Think of the bottom of the pelvis slightly tucked here. Notice what you can let go of in this last couple of breaths, whether it's a lot of effort in this pose or releasing the effort from the last pose. Right? Effort's really a construct of our minds. We're exactly where we're supposed to be in any moment. Our next posture, the triangle pose, I approach this a little differently than you may have before. So again, if you need some extra height, you can use your block. I actually just use my front leg for support here. So my right hand to my right ankle or shin, however high you need it to be. When you're ready, you're gonna find like the flat back, lifting the base, lifting the crown halfway up. So we create that long line right in our center. And then from that center, we rotate open. Left arm's gonna reach up towards the sky for me. Since my right leg is forward, my left leg is back. And you wanna maintain length on both sides of the body here. So it's not opening up the left side at the expense of the right. Continue to push your right sitting bone back so that you can keep that length through the waist, the torso. Couple more breaths. Play with your drishti. Maybe you need to look down for some reaffirmation that the earth is still there. Maybe you want to look up towards the top thumb, or maybe even close your eyes. Squeeze your imaginary block or roll, right? Connect to your center to support you so that maybe you can trust and go a little deeper. We'll exhale to release back to the pyramid pose. Again, this one, it might be handy to have your block underneath that left hand. Again, lengthen halfway up, lift base of pelvis, reach through the crown, twist the other way. Right hand on the right hip is a good place to start. So you're guiding that right hip back, rotating through the shoulders. Doesn't matter how far you go. Eventually the top arm reaches up. Again, you can gaze up, gaze down. Try to really notice with this one, right? Did my weight change in the feet? Is all my weight bearing through that front leg? If so, reach back through the sitting bones, find that push through the back foot. Give yourself a chance to balance. Last couple of breaths. Again, those deep breaths really help us to move energy, so you might notice it's stuck somewhere in the body here. Find breath. And again, we let it go, exhaling to release back down. A couple of options for this: back foot stepping forward to a forward bend, front foot steps back to downward dog. Okay, give yourself about 3 to 5 breaths wherever you're at there. If you want to flow through a vinyasa or something cool like that, go for it. Perfect. And then when you're ready, you'll return to the front of the mat, find a mountain pose again, just check in. And we'll take it to the other side. Shift your weight to your left foot. If you already did your right foot, if you're backwards, that's okay. Just make sure you're doing your second side. So I'm stepping my right foot back. Left toes, second and third, pointing forward, right? The knee's gonna track over those toes when I sink into the pose. Most importantly, pelvis is squared straight forward. Bend into the front knee, sink the pelvis towards the earth. Make sure it's not tipping too far forward. Again, that's keeping the tension in the hips, the lower back, so we wanna ground through the root. And then from that root energy, actually, the balance of the downward, the upward forces starts here. We lift the pelvic floor, begin to guide the energy upward, and let the arms follow. If you feel balanced, close your eyes, go inward. If you want to create the movement, your pelvis moves towards one side, the body moves in the other. How do you relate to this side versus the other side? Oh good, we got some lawn equipment going now. Again, energy's always moving, it's always around us, so there's no point in fighting it. But we can stay focused, we can focus our energy, right, however we need to. Come back to center, lift the pelvis to straighten the front leg, exhale, release forward. Again, you've got your block if you need it. For a softer forward fold, again, the bottom of the tailbone, or pelvis, excuse me, just slightly tucked. For a deeper expression, you're lifting the root as the crown releases towards the earth. Equal weight in both feet here. Again, make sure that weight's not bearing through the front foot, or if the weight's come off of your back heel, push the sitting bones back and find that grounding connection. I don't know, I'm looking at the camera, but funny judgmental thoughts that I have in my own brain. Okay, our pyramid pose to triangle pose. There goes my focus. Lifting the base of the pelvis, reaching through the crown. Create that line in your center, your axis, right? You're rotating the upper body, maintaining balance through the lower. So maybe you can see a little easier on this side. We oftentimes, again, kind of like to shorten that front leg side. So I'm pushing my left sitting bone back, lengthening forward, and maintaining the twist. I guess that's so you can hear. out of the twist, fold back into your pyramid pose. On an inhale, you'll lengthen and twist the other direction. Left hand to left hip, great place to start, so you can make sure that you're not crunching or doing anything funny. Really being aware, present, focused. Squeeze the inner legs, right? Use Mula Bandha, use that root to help center you. Add the arm reach if you're ready. Gaze can be up towards the top thumb, down towards the earth. Release on an exhale. Again, take your time to find either a downward facing dog or a forward fold or a vinyasa. Take a few breaths. And we again find our mountain pose. You can reach up and bring the hands to center.